Hey everybody, Ryan here. Alright, gonna go over all the games from the 26th of April 2021. There were some games with some playoff ramifications today, so make sure to stick around till the end to catch all the information. Alright, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy the video too. And just so you know, I have a bunch of projects I'm working on. One I hope to get out by tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see how the editing process goes. And if not, then the next day for sure. It'll be my top 10 goalies in the league currently. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that button and make sure to hit the notification bell next to it so you can know when those videos drop. Alright, let's get started with these games. Alright, first game, North Division matchup, Montreal versus Calgary. Montreal wins 2-1. I feel like this is the first time in ages Montreal's won a game. I know it isn't, but it feels like it. All right. 9:59 into the first period, Shea Weber's sixth goal of the year on the power play from Thomas Tatar and Jeff Petrie. I feel like Jeff Petrie has not been getting points lately, so it's good to see him getting a point again. 12:17 into the first, Elias Lindholm gets his 15th on the power play for Calgary from Johnny Gaudreau and Andrew Mangiapane. At 18:05, another one that feels like hasn't gotten a goal in ages. Tyler Toffoli gets his 25th from Yoel Armia and Nick Suzuki. Good to see Toffoli getting a goal again because he was really hot there for a while and then just absolutely freezing cold. But that would be your game-winning goal. No scoring in the third. 2-1 Montreal victory, getting the 2 points, especially in regulation against a team that is close to them. So that was a much-needed win for Montreal. Shots on goal were 24-22 in favor of Montreal. Face-offs 52-48 in favor of Calgary. Both teams 1 for 3 on the power play, 6 penalty minutes each. Hits were 17-10, Calgary was 17. Blocks 14-10 in favor of Calgary. And giveaways 13-5, Calgary with 13. Jake Allen, 21 saves, 955 save percentage for the victory. And Markstrom had 22 saves, 917 save percentage for a loss. He has been playing better of late, Markstrom. Definitely better than he's done the first half of the year for Calgary. But needs to get those results a little bit more, but his team needs to help him out. And Calgary did get bad news today. They lost one of their top defenders, Noah Hannafin, for the rest of this season, which granted is anywhere from 8 to 12 games, depending on how many they have left. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but so losing for the rest of the season is a bit relative at this point because if it's an injury that's like 2 or 3 weeks, that's pretty much the season at that point. So that's a devastating loss when they're chasing after Montreal right now. So yeah, that one hurts a bit. All right, next game, Colorado versus St. Louis. St. Louis fighting for their playoff life. They're a point behind Arizona at this point. Victory will put them over Arizona, but Arizona plays against San Jose later tonight, and Arizona has done well against San Jose this year. So we'll have to wait till then to find out for sure how these standings will finish tonight. St. Louis gets the 4-1 victory. 9:25 into the first, Vladimir Tarasenko gets his 4th goal of the year on the power play from Torrey Krug and Mike Hoffman. At 13:34 of the first, Braden Schen's 13th from Ryan O'Reilly and David Perron. Now, St. Louis definitely dominated this first period. So, Colorado was lucky to come out being down only 2-0. But, at 7:02 of the second, David Perron will get his 14th goal of the year from Justin Falk and Ryan O'Reilly. At 8:24 of the second, Nathan MacKinnon will get one back for Colorado. His 19th on the power play from Gabriel Landeskog and Andrei Burakovsky. Then at 10:53, the 3-goal lead was reestablished by St. Louis. Robert Thomas got his 2nd goal of the year. I think a lot of people would agree. I think we all expected more out of Robert Thomas this year than 2 goals. But that's what we got. Hopefully he can change that next year because he's got to fix that. He's got to do better than that if he wants to stay on this team consistently. And that was from Perron and Scandella. Perron had a good game, as you can tell. 3 points, that is. Yeah, goal and 2 assists. He had a very good game tonight. All right, so St. Louis getting the much-needed 2 points, hops over Arizona for now. Stick around till the end of the video to see who ends up at 4th place tonight. All right, Colorado outshot St. Louis 32-20. St. Louis beat them on faceoff dot 51-49. 1 for 4 on the power play for Colorado, 1 for 2 for St. Louis. 8 penalty minutes for St. Louis to 4 for Colorado. Hits were 36-28 in favor of Colorado. Blocks 22-4 in favor of St. Louis. Giveaways 21-17. Colorado with 21. Johansson for Colorado had 16 saves for 800 save percentage. And Binnington, 31 saves, 969 save percentage. That's the Binnington St. Louis needs if they want that last playoff spot. He needs to keep playing like that, and they need to keep playing good, really well defensively in front of him, especially since Parenko and Vince Dunn were out of this game with injury. This team could not catch a break with the injuries this year, especially on the defensive side. So they're going to be relying pretty heavily on Scandella for the rest of this year, it seems like. I haven't heard whether they're extended injuries for those two or not, but either way, you don't want those guys being injured going into playoffs if you can get that spot. So let's see how this plays out. Next game, North Division matchup, Vancouver versus Ottawa. Ottawa gets the victory, 2-1. There we go. All right. 10:22 into the first, Josh Norris would get his 14th of the year from Brady Tkachuk. Then at 14:07 of the first, Olli Juolevi, got his second goal of the year for Vancouver from Myers and Sutter. Then 11:41 of the second, the game-winning goal, because there'd be no scoring in the third, Drake Batherson's 17th from Brady Tkachuk. Tkachuk had 2 points in this game. Norris continuing his great year. Batherson, same thing. These are probably the guys of the future, along with Stützle, of course, too. So at 10:23 of the first, I forgot to mention this, Jake Virtanen fought Ryan Dzingel. I don't imagine that being a great fight. I think I've seen Dzingel fight 1 or 2 other times, and I believe they were mostly just hug fests and tackle. That's about it. If I am correct on my memory here, but I don't see that being a great fight personally. All right, Ottawa outshot Vancouver 27-26. Vancouver beat them pretty handily in the faceoff dot 59-41. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play, 7 penalty minutes each. Hits were 34-25 in favor of Ottawa, blocks 14-11 in favor of Vancouver, and giveaways 14-10, Ottawa 14. Holtby had 25 saves for 926 save percentage in the loss, and Hogberg had 25 saves, 962 save percentage for the victory. My cat jumped up if you heard that. That's what that sound was. All right, Carolina versus Dallas. Dallas getting the much-needed 2 points. They are now, 2 points behind Nashville with 2 games in hand? That's a good place to be right now when you're chasing that 4th spot. And Carolina getting that 1 point in overtime loss. They clinched the playoff spot, the first one outside the West Division to clinch a playoff spot. So they're in. That's 3 years in a row, I believe it is now. All right, first period. Joe Pavelski at minute 19 of the first, his 21st goal of the year on the power play, giving him the sole lead in power play goals with, 12 or 13 on the year? 12. 12 power play goals on the year. Now the top player in the league in power play goals, from Jason Robertson and Jamie Benn. Then at 16:59 of the first, Jason Dickinson scored his 6th goal of the year from Esa Lindell and Jamie Benn. Then at 13:24 of the second, Max McCormick would score his 1st goal of the season from Morgan Geekie and Cedric Paquette. Then at 16:28 of the second, Jacob Slavin would score his 3rd from Sebastian Aho and Nino Niederreiter, tying the game. But at 17:04 of the second, Dennis Gurianov would give Dallas the 1-goal lead again, his 11th from Jamie Benn. Then in the third period, 15:46 in, Yanni Hakanpää. God, I still wish the Ducks hadn't have traded him. I like that guy. I like the way he plays. And also, it's nice to see him get some points finally. His 2nd goal of the year and 2nd as a Carolina Hurricane from Geekie and Jordan Staal. That goal would tie the game at 3, sending us to overtime, where at 2:44 in overtime, Jamie Benn would score his 11th from Robertson, giving Dallas the needed 2 points. And also, at that point, Carolina had already clinched. So, they're just fighting for positioning at this point, top in that division, which they do sit at the top right now, but it's still a close race. Robertson continuing a great rookie season for Dallas. 2 assists tonight. Jamie Benn had 4 points, a goal and 3 assists. This was a night of 4-point nights. There were quite a few guys with 4 points, it seems like, tonight. Geeky had 2 assists over there for Carolina. Had a good game in his own right, too. If you hear that in the background, that is my cat purring while rubbing his head on my arm. Yes, Blaze. I like you, too. All right, shots on goal were 32-31 in favor of Carolina. Faceoffs 58-41 in favor of Dallas. 0-for-2 in the power play for Carolina. 1-for-1 for Dallas. 4 penalty minutes to 2, 4 for Dallas. 24-18 were the hits in favor of Dallas. Blocks 17-8 in favor of Dallas. Giveaways 17-12. Dallas was 17. James Reimer had 27 saves for 871 save percentage for the loss. And Ottinger had 29 saves, 906 save percentage for the victory. All right, on to Florida versus Nashville. I believe Florida had the chance to clinch tonight as well. Let's see how they did, because Nashville needs those points. Nashville got the points, not Florida. 4-1 Nashville win this game. Florida was started scoring at 4:49 of the first. Sam Bennett continuing his hot streak of offensive ability, showing some offensive ability since coming over to Florida in the trade. Scored his 8th goal from Anthony Duclair and Marcus Nudivara. Then at 6:30 of the first, Michael Granlund would score his 13th on the power play from Roman Josi and Kelly Yarncroc to tie the game. Get down, Blaze. Get down. Go. Thank you. I don't think they want to hear you purring the whole time in the video. I'll give you attention when I'm done with the video. All right, 3:35 into the second. Nick Cousins' 5th of the year from Eric Holla. That would technically be your game-winning goal right there. 2:39 into the third. Eric Holla would score his 7th goal of the year from Matt Duchene and Eric Branson. Matt Duchene does still play. 6 assists, though. What's that contract? $7.5 million? And he has 6 assists. Yeah, that's real worth it. But Gabranson, I believe that was his first point since coming over to Nashville at the trade deadline. So, congrats to him. 9:12 into the third, Yakov Trenin would score his 5th goal of the year from Tanner Janot and Colton Sissons, giving us our final score 4-1. Nashville with the 2 points, now remaining ahead of Dallas after their victory tonight. All right, Florida outshot them 40-27. Faceoffs were 55-45 in favor of Nashville. Power plays 0-for-2 and 1-for-2. Nashville 1-for-2. 6 penalty minutes each. Hits were 18-14 in favor of Nashville. Blocks 13-5 in favor of Nashville. Giveaways 17-7. Nashville was 17. Get that many giveaways and that much of a discrepancy in the giveaways, and you win the game. That's lucky. All right. Drager had 14 saves, 875 save percentage before leaving with an injury. Hopefully he gets back soon. The guy's had a great year so far for Florida. Bobrovsky in relief, 9 saves, 818 save percentage. And Saros had 39 saves, 975 save percentage. Saros has been a beast this second half so far. He's been playing much better. That first half he looked like cottage cheese, all the goals he was allowing, but now he's playing much better. The whole team is playing better though. All right, Edmonton versus Winnipeg. Winnipeg getting devastating news for their team today. Nikolai Ehlers, I think was he their top scorer or second best scorer, out for the rest of the season with an injury. They didn't specify the injury. I believe they said it was upper body, but that could mean a whole myriad of things. So we'll find that out at the end of the playoffs, because losing him hurts the playoffs too for them. They'll make the playoffs is my guess, but that hurts them in the playoffs, losing him, if he is out for the playoffs too. I couldn't find any report specifying that, but we'll have to see. I hate to keep saying that, but this is the time of year where it's just a whole lot of wait and see. Or if you're a former military out there, hurry up and wait, because that's all you're going to get right now. All right, so Winnipeg getting that devastating news. That one is really painful. 46 points in 47 games for Ehlers this year. I think that's his best offensive output and goal or points per game number percentage in his career. So that sucks. But hopefully he can get back and healthy sooner rather than later, because they did not look good tonight. 6-1 Edmonton slapped them, and it was a slap. All right, 16-22 into the first. Alex Chiasson would get his 8th goal of the year from Adam Larsson and Leon Draisaitl. At 18-31 of the first, Connor McDavid's 26th goal of the year from Tyson Barrie. Then at 3:35 of the second, McDavid's 2nd goal of the game, 27th of the year from Dominic Cahoon. Oof, it gets worse before it gets better for Winnipeg in this game. 11:40 into the second, Leon Draisaitl's 23rd goal of the year for Nugent Hopkins. Then at 13-18, Darnell Nurse would score his 14th from Jesse Puljujarvi and Connor McDavid. Then at 16:30, Connor McDavid's 28th goal of the year, completing the hat trick in this game. So, wow, another great game for McDavid. That's a shocker. And I forgot to mention just before that goal, 15:06 into the second, Mark Scheifele's 19th on the power play from Paul Stastny and Blake Wheeler. At least they weren't shut out. You can say that much, Winnipeg fans. You were not shut out, at least. But McDavid, 4 points in this game. Draisaitl only 2, amazingly. Draisaitl is at 66 points. McDavid is at 81 points. Now, can you get 19 points to hit 100 points in the last remaining games? Possible. Not very likely, but possible. I mean, with this kid, you can never say impossible, but hey, if he can hit 100 points in a shortened season of 56 games, good on him. All right, Winnipeg outshot Edmonton 37-30, 50% each in the faceoff dot, 0-for-1 and 1-for-2. I don't know why that felt like I was saying a Three Musketeers. What they used to say. Yeah, 0-for-1 and 1-for-all. Wait, am I allowed to say that in videos? Oh well. 1-for-2 for Winnipeg, 0-for-1 for Edmonton. Penalty minutes 4-2, Edmonton with 4. Hits were 32-29 in favor of Winnipeg. Blocks 18-16 in favor of Edmonton. Giveaways 9-7, Edmonton with 9. Smith had 36 saves, 973 save percentage for the victory. Hellebuck made 17 saves for a 739 save percentage before being pulled. Brossoit made 7 saves for a 1,000 save percentage. So obviously Hellebuck got the loss. I know Winnipeg's been a good team this year, but I feel like Hellebuck has been really shaky this year. He has not been as good as the last couple of years. I know they're doing really well in the standings, and that's all fine and good. Their offense has been just amazingly good. I just don't think their defense and goaltending have been great this year either, though. So we'll see how this plays out in the playoffs, but losing Ehlers, that's going to be painful because he's usually a good playoff guy for them. They're going to need Dubois to be really good in the playoffs and the rest of this year. I know that center versus wing, but still, he's going to have to pick up some slack here, I think. All right, on to Anaheim versus LA. LA getting the 4-1 victory. It's kind of a misleading score because it was a 2-1 victory, truly. There were 2 empty netters there at the end, which is fine. I mean, they still count, but it was really that close of a game. It really was. It didn't start out great for Anaheim. 5:19 into the first, Sean Walker's second from Dustin Brown, Anze Kopitar. Then 10:34 into the first, Mikey Anderson would score his first goal of the year from Andreas Athanasiou and Brendan Lemieux. I believe that is Lemieux's first point as a King. I could be incorrect, but I believe it is. Then Anaheim would get a response in the second period. 3:03 into the second, Jamie Drysdale's third of the year. Good seeing that 19-year-old defender getting more points in the last 5 games than most anybody else on the Ducks team. Shocker there. From Danton Heinen and Cam Fowler. I'm surprised Fowler has 15 assists. I didn't even think he had 10. All right, in the third period, the 2 empty net goals were at 18:57. Dustin Brown 17th, unassisted. Comtois. God, man. You have the goalie pulled You throw the puck into the center of the ice where no one but Dustin Brown is standing. What do you think is going to happen? What? What was the plan there? I don't understand the plan. It was the same thing with the second empty net goal. I forget who on Anaheim just threw the puck into the center, hoping somebody would be there. It was one of those, I hope that my team's going to be there to help me out and make me look good if they score. Or, in the opposite, oh, the other team got it. I better go hide in the locker room. Imbecile, whoever did it. God. 1929 into the third. Trevor Moore's ninth from Adrian Kempe. So, there you go. LA with a 4-1 victory. This is the first of 4 straight games between these teams. There were a couple little scrums, nothing bad. And I think they were kind of holding back after what happened to Josh Manson in the last game. I think they were all kind of hesitant. And even Brendan Lemieux, he played in the game. He played a good game. He wasn't very physical though. I don't know if he hurt himself, and I know he did leave with an injury in that, but I know he came back next game. But I think even him, he was holding back. I don't know. And Manson is still out. So, and the Ducks lost Adam Henrique to COVID protocol. So there was that today too. So they lost even more there because it was their second best goal scorer. What do you have? 12. Yep. Shots on goal were 25-22 in favor of LA. Faceoffs were 52-48 in favor of LA. Anaheim 0 for 1. LA 0 for 2 on the power play. 4 penalty minutes for Anaheim, 2 for LA. Hits were 26-19 in favor of Anaheim. Blocks 12-11 in favor of LA. Giveaways 5-3. Anaheim 5. Stolarz 21 saves, 913 save percentage. Other than those 2 really iffy goals in the first period, he had a really good game. He really did. Jonathan Quick made 21 saves for 955 save percentage. Made some really good saves. He really did too. He had a good game as well, but he usually does against Anaheim. Alright, on to Arizona versus San Jose. Like I said, Arizona gets 1 or 2 points in this game. They hop back over St. Louis. San Jose trying to stay in this race too, because they're still within striking distance of this 4th place spot. I believe coming in after the St. Louis win, I think it was 7 points difference at that point. Well, they beat Arizona tonight, 6-4. So San Jose is now 5 points behind St. Louis for the 4th place spot, and I believe it's 3 points behind Arizona for the 5th place spot. So they're still in the race, and like I said last game when I saw Couture and Kane get points, they woke up. So this is the perfect time for them to get going if they want to be a part of this race at all. They did get some bad news today, though, the Sharks in the injury front. They lost Radim Šimić, a defender for them. Hi, Cat. The cat's back if you hear him purring. Get down, buddy boy. Thank you. They lost Kevin LeBanc, one of their better forwards this year. And, I keep forgetting who the third person was. Why can I never remember who the third person was in this? I was telling my family earlier, too, because they're all Sharks fans, who it was. This is going to rack my brain until I remember. Well, I'll probably remember midway through the rest of this, so I'll let you know. I'll blurt it out randomly. So Alexander Barabanov gets into the lineup, first game since coming over from Toronto in the trade. So it took 17 seconds for Noah Gregor to score his 5th goal of the year to start the scoring for this game. Then 3:07 into the first, Brent Burns' 7th of the year from Tomas Hertl and Evander Kane. Then at 4:43 the second. 1:54 into the second. Logan Couture's 16th from Greg Pattern. I believe that is Pattern's first point since being acquired from Minnesota? Wait, he started the year with Colorado, right? No, he was on Colorado. I don't even remember where he came from. I know he played for Minnesota and Colorado this year before this. Ugh. My mind is just destroyed at this point. But that's his first point as a Shark. From Timo Meier as well. Then 3:19 into the second, Erik Karlsson's 6th from Evander Kane, making it 4-0 at that point. Oh, Connor Garland was not playing for Arizona. He was out with injury as well. Still. Then Arizona starts a bit of a comeback here. 4:43 into the second, Michael Bunting's 8th goal of the year from Jacob Chychrun. Chychrun has been a beast this year, and Bunting has been a beast in the what, 12, 13 games he's played this year. Has now 8 goals in 13 games. 10:05 into the second, Clayton Keller's 14 for Nick Schmaltz and Michael Bunting. Oh, there he is again. So 10 points in like 13 games, I believe, is what this is, with this game included. Then 2:02 into the third, Jacob Chikrin would score his 15th of the year from Goligoski and John Hayden. Then at 11:17, San Jose would regain the 2-goal lead. 11:17 into the third, Alexander Barabanov's first goal of the season, first as a San Jose Shark, from Evander Kane and Tomas Hertl. Then at 15:16, Arizona would make it 5-4. Chikrin's 16th from Drayden Hunt. Then at 19:51, the final goal of the game, Evander Kane's 19th from Mario Ferraro, making it 6-4 San Jose victory. And Arizona with the losing streak continuing. Alright, San Jose outshot Arizona 34-25. Arizona beat them in the faceoff dot 56-44. Arizona 0 for 3, San Jose 0 for 4 on the power play. 10 penalty minutes to 8-10 for Arizona. Hits were 35-19 in favor of Arizona. Blocks 11 each. Giveaways 10-4, Arizona with 10. Goalies, Aiden Hill had 21 saves for .955 save percentage in relief for Darcy Kemper, who made 7 saves, .636 save percentage. Ooh, Kemper did not have a good game. Kornash for San Jose had 21 saves for .840 save percentage in the victory. I believe that is his first victory in the NHL. Yes, it is actually. It is his first NHL victory. Congrats to him. Alright, that is it for the games for this evening. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to do that, and make sure to hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And like I said, I have a few projects I'm working on right now. Hopefully the first one I will have out by tomorrow, if not the following day, but I'm hoping for tomorrow. Alright, other than that, I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.